The Jeemak Vision 4K Wi-Fi action camera I have found to be a very, very capable action camera for the budget-friendly person. It boasts 4K P30, 1080p 60, 2.7K 30, 720 P60, P30 video resolutions. Supports up to 16 megapixel resolution videos. Supports doing 720p 90 or 1080p 60 slow motion. There is also a white LED on the front of an action camera. This is the first time I've seen something like that. There are settings to turn that on or off, as well as what they refer to as an SOS mode. The SOS mode could be used if you're out in the woods and get lost. And so instead of trying to yell and scream at night, you can turn on SOS mode. So somebody would see this white LED flashing. And it's the standard distress signal of 3 short bursts and then a pause, and then 3 short bursts and a pause. Using that will also depend on how many batteries you have charged with you and how long the batteries will last. Batteries last about an hour to hour and a half, depending on what you're using, video and resolution, as well as screen being on or off. The camera has a lot of features in it when it comes to video recording and picture taking. Video recording, as I've mentioned, 1080, 4K 30. The 4K 30 resolution video I find to be usable. It's definitely not the worst of the cameras out in this price range. It's definitely not going to be professional video making quality because of the price point of the camera. I found it surprisingly usable. The 1080p 60 looks great. The 2K 30 is usable. The biggest problem with video recording on the camera, it was the transition from dark to bright contrast areas. The sensor does lag behind in updating. So, for example, if you have the camera pointing directly at the sun for a sunrise, you're going to get some artifacts and some white balance and exposure set recorded that just does not look good. That's a sensor issue that cannot be fixed with software or settings, so keep that in mind. Since this is a common form factor of a more commonly referred to and known action camera marketer, this will fit on quadcopters, aka drones, multi-rotors, and any other storage, accessories that will fit that brand. This one will fit. When it comes to video taking, there are a lot of features on here and settings. Some settings look the same in the menu when you look at the title, but in reality they perform differently. For example, the timed, auto, and drama shot, it is not clear what they do differently until you start using them. Timed setting is you would take one picture after the period of time passes once you hit the OK button to take the picture. So for example, if you press 10 seconds, you can set up your camera, press the OK button, or use the included wireless remote, and then there will be a countdown for 10 seconds before the picture is taken. Auto means that it will take a picture once every setting you chose. So your settings are 3 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. So if you use auto and you choose 3 seconds, then every 3 seconds a picture is automatically taken. That's a pretty handy feature, especially if you want to do photography from a quadcopter, multi-rotor, and not have to worry about doing things yourself. Drama shot, it will take either 3, 5, or 10 pictures a second. I found this to be kind of fairly useful, especially with bounce houses, with kids and slides, trying to get that perfect shot. Word of warning there is that if you do 10 pictures a second, It does take some time to record those pictures to disk, and while it's recording to disk, you cannot take any other pictures or videos. The only way you know it's recording to disk is the blue LED on the back for power will flash a couple times whenever a picture is written. Those were the little tricks I learned with the video or the picture settings. Again, they're very useful settings, ones I had not seen before. I enjoy using them. Video settings to think about: time lapse and loop recording. Time lapse, there are settings for 0.5 seconds all the way up to 60 seconds. I have yet to figure out exactly how those timing settings work and come into play. My recommendation is to find the one that works the best for you, for your needs. Loop recording, you can set how long a video file will be, 2, 3, or 5 minutes long, and the camera will just record and record and record and loop over. I found the 720p 90 slow motion to look better than the 1080p 60, mainly because you get more frames per second. The pictures that it's taken, the 16 megapixel quality is really nice. The angle to which the camera is set for is not configurable like other action cameras, but that's okay for me. I don't really change it anyways on other ones. The Wi-Fi, to use the camera via Wi-Fi, you use the XDV app. I'm familiar with this app. I've had other cameras use the app in the past. What I liked about this one was that every setting available in the camera was available on the app. The app was easy to use, very intuitive, and what's really nice is that you can sync the camera's time to the time on your device using the app instead of trying to go through the settings and menus and configure it yourself. Accessing the settings menu is easy. You press to turn on camera, you will press and hold the power button for several seconds, it will turn on. Press the mode button to go change from video to picture, then press it again from picture to slow motion, again from picture to playback, and then again from playback to settings. When you get the initial settings menu, you need to press the top OK button. This will open submenu and allow you to cycle through. So there is 4 or 5 menu settings for settings. To cycle through them, you would press the mode button to go from picture settings to video settings to overall settings, and then there's an exit, and then if you go to exit, you press OK to exit out of the settings and go back to video mode. Other things that are nice is that you can use the down button to disable audio recording. You press and hold the up button to turn on Wi-Fi. Overall, I'm pleasantly surprised with this Jeemak camera. For the price point, I'm saying it supports 4K 30. I had some hesitations at first. They've been tossed out the window. It is true 4K resolution. No tricks on it like other cameras. Like I said, the 4K resolution is usable. It's decent quality for the price point. The camera does excel at 1080p 60, just because it's 1080p 60 compared to 2.7K or 4K in the processing and the sensors. But if you are looking for a budget-friendly, highly capable, feature-packed action camera, this is one that I would not hesitate referring you to. It's going to be put into my rotation of cameras that I use throughout everything I do. Granted, when you put this in the case, the waterproof case, your audio is going to be muffled and muted, so you may not want to record in the case. You do get 2 batteries, which is nice. They do charge via the action camera. When the action camera is plugged into the computer, the menu gives you 3 options of charging mode, USB mode, storage mode, or a camera mode. The camera mode shows up as a UVC camera in your computer for use with chatting, Skyping, whatever to communication, whatever you want to use it for. I use storage mode mostly so I can copy the files easily. You do need a Class 10 micro USB card, just because Class 10 will ensure fast enough writes. You do need to include that yourself. And the case that the camera comes in is very nice. I haven't seen one like that before, where everything's easily kept. You can get your standard mounts and Velcro straps or hook and loop tape straps. So again, I've been very, very pleased, very impressed with this camera.